All right, what's up, y'all, and welcome to Teaching Tuesday. Today, we are going to be continuing our Essential Chords series. The last 2 weeks, we did chords with the 6th string as the root note in the key of G and on the 3rd fret, and this week, we are going to move to the 5th string, so chords with the 5th string being the lowest note, the root note, and we're going to stay on the 3rd fret, and we'll be in the key of C. So we did do a shell voicing series. I think it was 6 chords you need to know. Those are 3-note voicings, but these are going to be 4-note voicings. We'll kind of go through them in the same way we did the 6-string chords. So, okay, let's get to it. So I am going to skip the chords that follow this type of formula. So like root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. We don't really like these chords in the real jazz world. In like the fake pretend jazz world, they do those chords. But we are serious jazz aficionados, and we stick our nose up at these chords. If you've watched any of my videos, I'm being slightly facetious, but we don't really like this kind of 5th interval, especially when it's that high up. So we're going to be doing a different formula. It's basically going to be like root 3rd, 7th, 9th, or something along those lines. So yeah, we're going to get this out of your vocabulary. Unless you're in like a neo-soul band or something, we're going to do some real serious jazz chords that sound much better. Okay, so we're going to start with chord number 1, which is C major 7. It's actually going to be a C major 9 because what I just talked about, we're going to actually have the 9 and we're going to have no 5th. So it looks like this. Very nice chord. Highly recommend it. One of the best chords. Yeah, so we have C, E, B, and D. Great chord. It's a major 9. You're not going to run into any major complications with that 9 note because it's fairly benign. No pun intended. Okay. And we're going to do the same kind of method. We're just going to move one note at a time as much as we can and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to take now the 7th, which is on the 3rd string, the B, the note B, and we're going to move it down to a B flat. So then we have this. So that's going to be now C, E, B flat, and D. So this is a C9, C dominant 9. So this, we do have to be careful with this 9 because dominant chords there's a wide array of dominant chords, and you don't always want a natural 9. Sometimes you're going to want no 9, or you're going to want a flat or a sharp 9. So this is a non-altered dominant, and we're going to get into maybe doing some alterations on it in next week's video, but this is just our basic dominant chord for this week. Okay, so now instead of moving the 7th down, we're going to move the 3rd down. So the 3rd is on the 4th string. It's our E. We're going to move it to an E flat, and it's going to give us this. Okay, so that's a C minor 9. It's a great chord. Yeah, I use it all the time. Nothing wrong with that chord. So we got C, E flat, B flat, and D. Great. And now we are going to turn this into a minor 6/9. So, which can, function as a minor 6, like all these chords. So, I mean, your major 9 it functions as a major 7, and the dominant 7. Well, that one's a little more complicated, but the minor 9 functions as a minor 7, and this functions as a minor 6. We just have a 9 as an extension. Okay, so we got to switch the fingering up a little bit, but we have C, E flat, A, and D. Also a great voicing. Cool. So now we're actually gonna. That's all the chords we can kind of use in that pattern, like taking one note down. So now we're actually going to move one note up. So we're going to take that E flat, our minor third, and move it to a major third. to move it to E. This also changes our fingering quite a bit. I'm just gonna bar the fourth and third string now. And that's gonna give us a C6. It's a C6, but it's a C6-9. But again, it functions as a C6. Anytime you see C6, you can play that. It'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, we have C, E, A, and D. All right, now we're gonna kind of have to break out of this pattern because we have two more chords that we can't really move just one note at a time. Well, we can actually after we do this one. So here's a C half diminished, also known as a C minor 7 flat 5, and it looks like this. So we have C, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Yeah, this is a good chord. Not my favorite because you have that kind of tritone over here, but it's totally acceptable. Cool, and now we actually are gonna move one note down, and that's gonna be the 7th. We're gonna move it to a 6. So that's the note on the 3rd string, which is a B flat. We're gonna move it to an A. And that's gonna give us a full diminish. So now we have C, G flat, A, and E flat. So that's a full C diminished chord. Cool, so that's basically, all 7 chords, chord qualities that you're gonna need to know to get through tunes, just as we talked about this in terms of chords with the 6-string root. And next week we'll go through some variations, how to make these chords a little more colorful, add some more extensions. But yeah, if you know the essential chords in my first video of this series, so root on the 6th string, and you know these chords that we just went over, which is 7 chords each, so that's 14 chords, you can easily get through tons of tunes. You could flip through the real book and play pretty much any song, at least get it by in a way that sounds pretty good. And then you could also do it on a much more basic level with the first video, which is just 6 voicings you need to know, and then you can do it even better if you get some of the alterations that we did in the past video and that we'll do next week. You'll be able to play even more colorful voicings and feel even more free, make some even more beautiful sounds on the guitar. So yeah, thanks guys for tuning in to another Teaching Tuesday. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. As always, PDFs for this and every other Teaching Tuesday are in the Patreon, which would be linked in my Instagram or on YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Otherwise, yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.